At the end of this past Sunday's live chat, Megan had us set some goals to accomplish before this coming Sunday's live chat. My goal was to make a detailed outline of the remaining scenes in my book, and today I wanted to talk a little bit about what that looks like, why I do it, and how it might potentially help you. So as I've been drafting, I've been working from an outline that I created in a spreadsheet, which I talked about in a previous video, which it is very useful in helping me remember what I was going to do next, what story beats I wanted to hit, what character development I wanted to include, etc. But sometimes it isn't enough. For two reasons. First, I made it a while ago, so I keep forgetting what I wrote in that spreadsheet and I have to keep going back to look at it again, and it's just not fresh on my mind. Second, it isn't very detailed. I have a sentence or two describing the plot. I might also have a note about some character development I wanted to include, and that's about it. And sometimes when I'm feeling stuck or unmotivated, or I just can't figure out how to make a scene work, that sentence or two in the spreadsheet is not enough. Which is when I make a detailed outline of the scene or scenes in question. This is what it looks like. These are the last two scenes that I have left to draft in my book. And it's basically just a step-by-step description of what is going to happen. So it's mostly focused on plot. Occasionally I'll also jot down within that step-by-step some lines of dialogue or a note on scene setting or description if I have a clear idea for one of those and I don't want to forget it. And often the scene outlines will be a little bit longer than the ones I just showed you. These ones are pretty short because the scenes themselves are going to be pretty short because it's the end of the book. I find this really helpful because it takes a lot of the stress out of drafting. I'm a really slow drafter, partly because I spend too much time figuring out how to tell the story right. So figuring out the sequence of events that needs to happen in a scene, along with the dialogue and the description and the prose, is just overwhelming. So this helps me get a clear idea of what events are going to happen in what order before I draft. And something about scrawling it down on a notebook or making a bulleted list in a Word document, which I've also done, feels like the stakes are lower than trying to actually write a fully fleshed scene. So I don't have to worry as much about getting it right. I'm just getting the ideas down onto paper, and then I can worry about making it flow and capturing the characters' voices in the dialogue and making the prose sound nice when I actually draft it. It's kind of like a zero draft, if you're familiar with those. If you're not, I recommend you look them up, but just on a scene-by-scene basis rather than writing out the entire book that way. So I don't know, maybe that will help out some of you. I know that I do this pretty frequently during NaNoWriMo because I can scroll down this messy little outline, and then when I sit down to actually write and get some words down, I can get more words down faster than I normally would. My camera died right at the end, so I'm gonna film this last little bit on my phone so I don't have to wait for it to recharge just to finish. But basically, if you are doing Camp NaNoWriMo right now and you are struggling to get through a particular scene, you maybe can't figure out what needs to happen next, try doing this and see if it helps you out. And if it does, let me know. If it doesn't, you can let me know that as well, but hopefully you find it helpful and Camp NaNoWriMo goes well for you. Of course, don't forget to join us this Sunday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time for our live chat. We will be doing a write-in so you can get some of those words down, and we hope to see you there.